Hello. Welcome to another video from 10x Investor Education. This video is about a company called Innoviz Lidar. The SPAC is Collective Growth, CGRO.W, and this is the SPAC I have been buying recently, and I want to let you know before it zooms up. Okay, so the question here is it the next Luminar? Okay, so before getting to the details of the video, this is a standard disclaimer. Do not buy, because I told you here I'm not your financial advisor, and this is what I have been buying. This is what I think about it. You do your own research before buying into any stock. Okay, please click the subscribe button so that you won't miss next innovative company, and at the bottom of the video, and please turn on the notifications. Okay, so have you guys seen the rumor since yesterday, Apple 2024 EV car? Okay, so with that rumor, Velodyne Lidar stock went up by 20% in last few minutes of trading yesterday. Okay, zoom 20, and now it's $25. Okay, or 27, I don't even know. Okay, so battery companies such as QuantumScape, RMG, and lidar companies Velodyne Lidar and LAZR are the brick and mortar of EV car and autonomous navigation. So if I prefer investing in these companies than actually, car companies itself, because whether car company becomes successful or not, they need batteries and lidar. Okay, so that is this concept of brick and mortar, or you can pick and shovel, whatever you call it as. That is my concept behind it. Okay, so in my view, Velodyne Lidar is still solid company that has a lot of room to grow. So I have invested into Velodyne Lidar, Luminar at early stage, and almost tripled, or 4 times the money. So this one is already up for me, and that's why I'm showing it, and there's potential to grow a lot with this company. So Innoviz is a Israel-based company. I will show the profile of the CEO. So they have a lot of partnerships, lot of lidar applications on top of EV, not just electric vehicles, but it's just like Velodyne. They have a lot of applications, good product, and low valuation, and lot of room to run. These are the main reasons why I'm trying to buy. Okay, so before investing into any SPAC, look at this, because lot of times the SPACs are deal between friends. Okay, so a lot of times they don't have any revenue. They make up investor presentation, and then they show the revenues are like growing up every 100% or 50% next couple of years. Okay, so the investor presentation is not scrutinized like by SEC, and a lot of people doesn't know how to read the investor presentation. So do not go by investor presentation. Okay, so lot of it is hyped up. Okay, so but go based on what is happening. Okay, so these are the 5 factors I look at SPAC before investing. Okay, how good is the CEO and founder? Okay, so like 90% of the success of a company depends on the founder and CEO. Okay, that's what I believe. So how big is the funding? How big is the funding from the SPAC? Okay, how big is the pipe? Okay, so if there is no pipe money, then you are become a goat scape. Okay, so because they just want your money. Okay, so if there is a pipe money and you have less money, which tells you that there are a lot more people will lose money before you losing money in case the company goes down. Okay, so who are the initial investors? The initial investors are here SoftBank, Samsung Ventures. So both are big companies, and they don't invest money just like that without seeing a future of the company. Okay, so how good is this SPAC company? Okay, so is it in a growth market? Obviously there are hundreds of lidar companies. The first companies that go into public and get these, $500 million, $1 billion money through merger, they have potential to come up with the better products and grow faster. Okay, so that's the whole purpose of going into IPO. So in my view, I have been buying warrants at $2.50. I think the warrants are still cheap, around $3, whereas the Luminar warrants are at $19 and Velodyne warrants are at $12. So I would never buy these warrants at this price. I might buy their stock, but compared to the where the so the stock price of Innoviz, which is collective growth, is trading around I think $14 or $15, and the warrants are $3. The leverage ratio is around 1:5. So as the stock price grows up, the warrants will go at much 5 times the stock price. So that's what you need to understand. That's the reason why at the beginning, early stage, because of high leverage ratio, you need to buy the warrants, and as the stock grows, and at the time you need to buy the stock instead of warrants, because warrants has a cap. Okay, after that, so I will include presentation, investor presentation for Innoviz in my description of the channel if you take a look at it. But before buying, please do your own research. Not buy because I just bought it, but I think I believe in the company, I am the founder and the initial investors and the pipe money. Okay, so let's get into little more details about Innoviz. So this is the investor presentation. This is the team, Omar Khalif. So I'll get into him in a little bit. This is what they're merging with collective growth. Okay, so this is what you need to understand is collective growth is just pumping, which is your money is only $150 million. Okay, so whereas the pipe money is around $200 million, $10 per share. Okay, so at the end of the transaction, they will have 370 million cash, which is a lot of cash. Okay, so the value becomes $1.1 billion. Okay, so which is like 1.8x the 2025 estimated revenue. So let's get into the other details, company overview. So the one good thing you need to know is what are the pipeline contracts in the pipeline, what are their partnerships, what are their products. Okay, so pipeline doesn't mean that it's a guaranteed money. Okay, but partnerships are important. Okay, so Series A funded 2016 $9 million. Okay, so then this is their first product. Okay, so tier 1 partner is Magna. Whether you don't know or not, Magna is a huge manufacturing company. Fisker manufacturing their cars, and they manufacture cars for a lot of companies. Go and research. So it's a huge company. So I would imagine the cars it is making for these companies, they will use this LiDAR. Okay, so Aptiv in another good company, and I don't have to tell you about the BMW, they have testing their products. Okay, so these are the initial investors, which invested around $9 million and $73 million. Okay, so next series is Series A, Series B, Series C. Okay, $170 million, and these are the partners. Okay, so most of the money came from, I'm thinking, Samsung. Harman is a partner of Samsung, part of Samsung, and also other companies as you can see here. And this is what they're targeting, Innoviz 2, which is 70% cheaper, lighter version, and next version of their product. Okay, so I don't have to tell any of these companies, and that's what I'm telling you. These are the most important things. Who are their partners? Who is funding the company? And based on that, you can believe whether it's going to go up or not. Okay, so this is the staff. Okay, so Unit 81 is Israel's most elite unit in Israel Defense Forces. I don't have to tell you, lot of times they compare with CIA or Israel Defense Forces. So it's an elite force, and the people who work there, come out of it, are known for good work. Okay, so Magna, Innoviz, hundreds of top engineers, tens of millions of kilometers driven for validation. So obviously, this is the expectations. They don't have much revenue yet. Obviously, like QuantumScape, only company that has a lot of revenue is Velodyne Lidar, because it's a lot more older company. But in this space, this is their projection. Okay, so level 1 and next Innoviz 1 and Innoviz 2, this is what they are targeting. Okay, so this is the market, that's where they are targeting. So it's not just EVs. So they're talking about how they can manufacture. Okay, so this is what most important. So it's not just just Velodyne. It's not just EV cars, robo taxis, shuttles, where there's huge market, trucking, and also drones and heavy machinery. Okay, they're talking about the market for LiDAR in general, how it's going to go next couple of years. So cash flow, obviously they have only $5 million 2020, so not much revenue. Not much revenue until 2024. Okay, so 24, 25 is where they are going to really make a lot of money as per projections. Okay, So this is the transaction overview. Okay, so let's get into some more details. So this is the Innoviz Tech. So Omar David Khilaf is the CEO. So let's look at 1 second. Omar spent 21 years driving cutting edge technologies from inception to commercialization. As the co-founder and CEO of Innoviz Technologies, a leading provider of LiDAR sensing solutions, Mr. Khilaf is helping enable mass commercialization of autonomous vehicles by providing high performance LiDAR at mass market prices. He has overseen companies' tremendous success and overtook older, more sophisticated LiDAR developers to earn a design with. So he's the main critical person who got the BMW contract, making the industry's first major design win for series production of autonomous vehicles. The company has also secured partnership with Tier 1 solution providers including Aptiv. So these are all Tier 1 Aptiv and Magna are huge. Samsung also huge, and High-Rain Technologies. Mr. Khilaf spearheaded the company's rapid growth and raised $250 million and expanded over 270. So it was a small company with $9 million. Then it went all the way to $250 million with 270 employees. So this is, I feel, is like a start. I think he'll really make sure company grows. Okay, so Samsung and SoftBank invest in Israel LiDAR startup Innoviz. So this one I don't have to tell you is the old one, but still the initial who are funding the company at level Series A, Series B are important, and they have funded millions of dollars at that levels. Okay, so last but not least, collective growth. So the collective growth, you need to look at the CEO, who is Bruce Linton. So Bruce Linton is an entrepreneur and business person who founded 5 companies, among them Canopy Growth. You probably do not know, is one of the top best managed cannabis company in the industry, Canopy Growth. You can go and look at it. Next, Collective Growth, and Web Enhancer Corporation, which has been at the helm of 17 different companies. So you can take a look at it, the details, but the summary is he's a well-known, he's recognized, and also he can be believed. Okay, so these are the things I look at it. How much is the pipe money? Who are the founders? And who is the CEO of the both companies? And is going to be a successful merger. So this is the reason why I have been investing. Not just the reason, because just in general market for the LiDAR, and this is a product company like Luminar and Velodyne Lidar. So that is where I think it will grow. It is still in initial stages around $13 or $14. So I think it will go to $20, by the time it goes to merger at least. So hopefully research into it. I will include the links there, and please click the like button, and thank you. Have a great morning.